Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm excited to talk to you today about how I plan and organize my life. This is a topic I am very passionate about. For the longest time, I was someone who was scrambling around, didn't really have a plan as far as my day-to-day went or my week went. But once I took the time and really sat down and properly implemented a plan and a schedule to balance both my 9 to 5 and then also to my Tiffin business, which really at the end of the day are 2 full-time jobs, and managing both of those can be a lot. But when you're doing what you love and you're passionate about, it makes it easier, I should say. But that doesn't mean that having a proper schedule and way of organizing my life hasn't helped me immensely. So I want to go through some of my tips and tricks for organizing your schedule. If you aren't already, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for more videos like this, and okay, let's get started. The first tip I will give you for when you are planning and organizing your schedule is to look at the big picture. And what I mean by that is look at the month that you have coming up. Rather than just looking at the next day, take a step back and really look at the month you have. Okay, do you have events coming up this month? Do you have commitments you've made a while ago? And I really like to use Google Calendar to look at the big picture. I find it's a great way to schedule in any reminders, any events that I committed to, anything like that that kind of was a longer term commitment that I made. Once I've looked at the big picture for the month coming up, anything that I already have committed to or have a feel for things that I've already scheduled in, what I will do is I will break down my goals / things I absolutely need to get done for the month into categories. These categories include my 9 to 5 work, Tiffin business, personal, and I'll make one kind of miscellaneous, more so just random kind of things that I'm hoping to achieve throughout the month. Now, once I have these categories, I'll start by filling in each category by things that I hope to achieve by the end of the month. And I know it can kind of seem overwhelming looking at the big picture for a total of 30 days or 4 weeks. So when I am writing in these categories, think really big picture. So I'll start by filling them out. For my Tiffin business, for example, this month I hope to post 8 YouTube videos, do research for an upcoming project, for maybe another ebook, look into different brand partnerships, have secured 2 brand partnerships, different things like that, where it's really big picture numbers of things that I hope to break down after I'm done this big picture, but things that I hope to achieve in the total of a month. Other things for personal could include go on a date night with Paul every week, or see 2 friends every week, whether it's for coffee, breakfast, or dinner, things like that. And I know it can kind of sound silly that you're actually scheduling in or writing down goals of how much you want to see your friends or your family, but oftentimes we get so busy that if we don't actually write them down and organize and plan ahead to do so, we end up not seeing our friends or our family for what tends to be longer than necessary. So really planning that out as well is equally as important. Okay, so now that we have the big picture of what our month looks like and the goals that we hope to achieve throughout the month, I'll transfer the same thought process to a weekly scheduler. And in this weekly scheduler, it will kind of be pretty much the same topics. Actually, it will be the same topics, but they'll be broken down more granular. So for example, the 8 YouTube videos that I need to post this month, I'll break it down to, okay, each week I need to post 2 YouTube videos. That means 2 Saturdays out of the month, I'm going to record 4 of them each Saturday, send them off to my editor, and kind of plan around that way, like break it down a bit more. I usually end up doing just on my notepad. I know I'm like very tech focused and heavy, but something about writing down, like physically writing down what you have to do and your goals, I don't know, it's a nice feeling, and I feel like it actually holds me more accountable than just writing it in a notepad on my computer. But everyone's different, so it's whatever works for you. Once I have scheduled out my goals and tasks for the week, then I will kind of take a step back and slowly look at the week I have right coming up. I'm not going to schedule out 3 weeks ahead what I'm going to do on exact time or day. That doesn't really work for me. But what I'll do is I still know big picture what I'm going to do, but I'll take a step back and then say, okay, for the coming week on Monday, I'm going to do research for this upcoming content piece. I'm going to reach out to this brand. On Tuesday, I'm going to record a video and send it off to my editor. Different things like that, where it's really breaking down the week to come and only the week to come. And in this weekly breakdown, I will also, as I mentioned before, include things like getting together with friends or family, or taking time for myself even, like really scheduling it in to a T. Okay, I know I've been talking a lot about breaking things down and planning around that way, but I want to also say it's very important to not get flustered or completely lose your shit when things don't go the way you want, because the reality is that's what happens in life, and you need to learn to be equally as you are organized and structured, be flexible and be willing to kind of roll with the punches as they come. Sometimes you might sleep in and miss that gym class, or you might come home from work and not feel like doing extra work, whatever it is. But for the most part, staying to your schedule is important, but also to allow yourself to be human, to not be as rigid as possible, to allow for times to just do whatever you want to do, and also to make mistakes and not follow through in those commitments. And that's totally fine too. As a side note, for the most part, you do need to be sticking to your schedule and kind of, being on top of things in order to grow whatever it is that you're working towards. I hope this video helped you with ideas on how to schedule your week and your month kind of coming up. It really helps me structuring it out, looking at the big picture and then breaking it down smaller by piece, especially as someone who's managing working full-time and then working on my Tiffin business, which is basically full-time on top of my full-time jobs, and kind of navigating through that. This really has worked for me, and I always take Sundays off. Like, I do not get out of my pajamas on Sundays if possible, but Saturdays do have to be a very busy work day for me usually, which I've just come to accept, and that's kind of the way that I work best is, packing everything in and then taking the next day to completely unwind. But it also is very important to find what works best for you. See if you're someone who likes to do a little bit of work every day, or if you're someone who likes to kind of pack things more condensedly in. Thank you all for watching my video. Let me know down in the comments below some ideas or tips that you have that really help you schedule and plan out your life. And I will see you all soon. Thanks everyone.